This video is not financial advice. Welcome to tracking my Bitcoin portfolio, day 32. I own the same amount of Bitcoin, but it's now worth $29,558.10, which is up $693.08 since yesterday. Now I'm going to go into these comments. This person said, "Do you have any thoughts on MSTR and ASST? Would you consider investing in them?" Yeah, so obviously you have Bitcoin treasury companies. I do think that Michael Saylor is a very smart person. I think what he's doing is probably pretty profound. But I don't invest any money into Bitcoin treasury companies. The reason why is because I believe that Bitcoin is the underlying asset that has the value. Like Bitcoin is the global monetary network, okay? So I'm not saying that MSTR is going to fail. I'm not saying ASST is going to fail. But what I am saying is that MSTR is built on top of Bitcoin. Okay, so you can never value MSTR as something better than Bitcoin. Obviously, if Bitcoin rallies, MSTR will probably go up more than Bitcoin. It's amplified Bitcoin, but you have to, there's a difference between there being amplified gains and the asset being actually better than Bitcoin. Just because it gives you amplified gains does not mean that MSTR is better than Bitcoin, and it is not better than Bitcoin because it is built on Bitcoin. So you cannot value an asset more than the asset that it is built on. Okay, you have to understand that. Like a lot of people who are in the Bitcoin space, they may say, well, I could invest into Bitcoin, but why don't I just put all my money into MSTR? Because, it's amplified. It's amplified Bitcoin. That's where I get a little bit uncomfortable. Okay? I'll be honest, it's a little bit uncomfortable because Bitcoin is the underlying asset with the value, with it is the global monetary network. And so you cannot value something more than it when it's built on top of it. It's like it's I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's gonna fail. I'm not saying it's a scam or anything. I just think that if you are in Bitcoin for the long term and you wanna really take investing seriously, you invest in the proper investment, which is Bitcoin. You take self custody and you invest into Bitcoin. And I know there's a lot of people who want more returns that do believe in Bitcoin, and so they're going to invest into a Bitcoin treasury company. I don't agree with that. I think you're taking on too much risk. I think there's too much counterparty risk. Like you don't know exactly what the people who run the company are going to do. You don't know how severe the bear markets are going to be. Like Bitcoin does not care about your feelings. Like what if there is a severe bear market for the next 5 years? Like I don't know. Is that going to happen? Is your Bitcoin treasury company going to survive? I don't know. And so you have to remember Bitcoin doesn't care about your feelings. Okay. So you have to respect the asset. And in doing so, I would say buying actual Bitcoin makes more sense because Bitcoin does not care. Like if Bitcoin could just stay low for the next 5 years, I think it's very unlikely, but I don't know. And so if you're holding a Bitcoin treasury company and you're in this severe bear market, is your treasury company going to hold up? So you're taking on too much. It's too much counterparty risk. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll be honest. If I were to give advice, which I'm not because this is not investing advice, I would say hold Bitcoin, self custody, long term. No, don't do any fancy stuff. Do not try and get fancy. Don't get fancy. Okay. Even just talking about this, it's like, ooh, don't do that. I'm not saying it's gonna fail. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm just like the underlying asset is Bitcoin. So as soon as you start to take on more you start to take on more risk. As soon as you try and amplify your gains, you are taking on more risk. I don't know where the risk is, but it's coming. It's there. The universe doesn't lie. The universe does not lie. Okay? So if you can't see the risk, it doesn't mean it's not there. It could be you might just not be able to see it, or it could be coming. It could be behind you. It could be inside of you. I don't know where the risk is, but it's there. The universe doesn't lie. So I would just stick with Bitcoin. So I hope you got some value out of that. Yeah, I don't invest. I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't invest a penny into MSTR, and that's just how serious I am about Bitcoin. Um, yeah. Okay, we got Forrest Hodl. He says, "Laser eyes till fiat dies." Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I still got to set up my account. I'm gonna have to edit a picture with me with laser eyes. I want to. I don't know what my first post should be. I want it to be something cool so that when people like scroll down, like let's just say like 20 years from now, and I'm like a legendary Bitcoiner, they're gonna scroll down to see like what's my first post. So I want to have like a good like quote, like something cool that's like I'm prepared to go down with the ship or something. I don't know. Just I want there to be a cool quote. You know, the very first one. So when people scroll down, they're like, "Oh my God, that's really cool." So I'm not sure what I should say, but I'll think of something. But those are all the comments. So if you guys disagree with anything I said, or if you want to add to anything I said, you can comment it down below. But thank you guys for your comments. Now I'm gonna go into this question: is telling people to invest their money in Bitcoin actually helping them? So I'll let you guys think about that. Is telling people to invest their money in Bitcoin actually helping them? So basically, if you're someone who studies Bitcoin and you investigate, the origins of money, how money works in today's society, and you really dig deep, it leads you to Bitcoin. And I believe that Bitcoin is going to continue to rise. There's many different reasons as to why I believe that. You can go back to my past videos. And so since I believe that Bitcoin is going to continue to rise, it feels natural to go and tell other people because you're just trying to help other people and be like, wait, one second, let me move my chair over. I don't like when I'm talking and then my arms are cut off from the camera. Okay, so basically, when you understand Bitcoin, you want to try and help other people and sit and tell them about Bitcoin because you want them to obviously take control of their economic energy and store it into the future. But I'm gonna tell you guys the honest truth, okay? Telling people to invest their money in Bitcoin, it's not helping them. It's not helping them because you need to have the proper conviction, the proper understanding to invest into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be extremely volatile. Okay, there are going to be articles made every day. Quantum computing, the CIA created Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going the 4 year cycle, it's going down. There's going to be articles created nonstop. The media is going to keep on uh, nonstop trying to undermine Bitcoin. Okay, like there's so many people trying to undermine Bitcoin because they don't really agree with it. It's too profound for them to understand. And so if you're just a normal person that doesn't really care about investing, it could feel like a lot of pressure. Like you hear it, all these people every day trying to undermine Bitcoin. There could be a lot of pressure on you. And so what I'm saying is that if you're someone who doesn't really understand Bitcoin and you have your money in Bitcoin, maybe you'll make a bad decision and you'll sell, you'll panic sell, or maybe you'll lose your seed phrase, or maybe you won't even have self custody and lose it from an exchange going down. So you have to build your conviction, build your understanding to invest in Bitcoin. Because if you don't, it may lead to a disaster where you lose your seed phrase or you panic sell. Because there's just a lot of pressure on Bitcoin. And also Bitcoin could go into a bear market. So if you're someone who doesn't really understand Bitcoin and you have all your money into it and it goes down 60%, that's going to be painful. But if you build up the proper conviction, okay, you're able to go past the bear market. So basically, so don't tell people to invest their money in Bitcoin. Tell them to invest their time into understanding what Bitcoin is. Invest their time into understanding how money works. Invest their time into the into how money started, like the history of money. Learn about the history of money. Invest their time into trying to understand kind of how businesses work. Just things like that. Like they need to invest their time into learning. Okay. Like invest their time into all the technical parts of Bitcoin, and you need to dig deep. This isn't just a 2-minute video. You need to spend weeks. You need to constantly keep on learning. I keep on learning every day. Okay? This isn't a you watch a 2-minute video and it's like, "Oh, okay. It's a peer-to-peer cash, it's a peer-to-peer cash system." Oh, it's just no, you need to dig deep and you need to further your understanding every single day. I'm not saying hyper obsess over Bitcoin. I'm just saying continue learning. Have an open mind. Continue learning every day. So yeah, that's what I would say. People need to build their own conviction. Most people, they're not going to do it. They're just going to keep on gambling. What's easier? Like studying every day and trying to further your understanding and really trying to think things through, or just gambling? Gamble. Gambling is a lot more easy. It's, oh, you bet this, you win $100, and it's woo, $100, $100. So that's just the society we live in. That's how it is. Okay, if people want to do that, let them do it. You just let them do it. You can bring a horse to water. Okay, it's pretty hard to force it to drink. It's pretty difficult. I don't know if you guys tried. You try and grab the neck and drink the water. Drink the water. It's pretty hard. Okay, and so that's how the world works. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. People need to take control of their own life, and there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. That's how it is, and it sucks because you could have someone that's you care about, and you're like, look at this, uh this is probably gonna keep on going up, and if they don't take the time, they're they're not going to gain the effects of it. And so you know that that's going to happen. So it's, you want to, like, hey man, like, you buy some Bitcoin, but I'm telling you, it's not going to work out. They're going to lose their seed phrase. They're going to sell when they're not supposed to. They're going to get into crypto, and they're going to be like, oh, people are telling me that Bitcoin I'm too late to Bitcoin. I got to buy XRP. And you're like, what? You sold all your Bitcoin for XRP? What are you doing? So it's you cannot you just gotta let them go on their own journey. And if they buy Bitcoin 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, that's how it's supposed to be. That's just how it is supposed to be. And that's just how it's supposed to be. All right. Now I'm gonna go into how much money I made from my chess YouTube channel on May 3rd, $5.20. So I'm just never gonna give up, and I'm just gonna keep on making chess videos until I'm 80 years old. Just consistency every day. Now I'm going to go into my monetization for this channel. I'm at 129 subscribers. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. So if you're watching this, please subscribe so I can accomplish this goal of monetizing this channel. Once I monetize this channel, I'm basically monetizing my Bitcoin that's in cold storage. So the whole point of this channel is to monetize my Bitcoin in cold storage. Think of the Bitcoin as like an engine, okay? And it's like kind of like running this machine that I build. Or think of Bitcoin as like the heart. And it's kind of keeping me alive. Like, think of it like that. Like, I'm not trying to sell my Bitcoin. I'm trying to build something around it. And the Bitcoin is it's like an engine that's like keeping the machine running. I hope that made sense. Okay. But I don't really have anything else to say for today. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.